On this episode of Tiger Vision, we get to meet some cold-blooded cuddlers, send some TV students to get locked in a basement, and explore one of the oldest and sweetest restaurants in Newton. These stories and more on this episode of Tiger Vision.
Hello, and welcome to this winter episode of Tiger Vision. My name is Nicholas Quintana.
And I'm Ian Reed. In each episode, we aim to bring you the best stories from around our area that spark the most interest in our very own Newton North community.
First, Reptile Fogelberg brings us to the Massachusetts Reptile Expo to show off some of the local wildlife.
We got all kinds of things, big things, small things.
How much do you know about reptiles? Personally, I don't know a lot, besides the fact that they're pretty freaking cool. This in mind, I headed down to the Massachusetts Reptile Expo in Brockton to see what I could find out. Upon my arrival, I spoke with Kurt Schatzel, the head of the expo.
I'm president of the New England Herpetological Society, which is a conservation and education-based society. We run the Massachusetts Reptile Expo as a side venture, and what this Reptile Expo does is it generates money for conservation that we then give away in grants. So nobody here takes a salary. This is all volunteer. Everybody around just wearing a staff shirt. We don't get payment. All revenue that's generated goes back to the society. I started by catching and collecting and keeping, and by doing that I learned a lot about the animal's natural history, where they live, how they defend themselves, what they eat.
After speaking with Kurt, I noticed just how great this event was at bringing families and communities together. So I talked with a few families who chose to spend their Sundays browsing for reptiles.
I wanted to bring my kids out to see it, to experience it. I grew up with reptiles, and we don't have any now, but thought the kids might be interested in it. We'll see if they want to get something.
You think you guys are going to end up buying something?
I want to get a chameleon. Alligator.
What do you like about alligators?
Cause they're so awesome.
Do you think you're going to see any alligators in here today? Maybe buy an alligator? No? That's wrong. Along with the amazing unifying aspect of the expo, it provided a chance to meet so many awesome vendors who can teach you a lot about the animals. So what kind of snake do you say this was?
Ball python.
Is this yours?
He was. I'm kind of getting more into geckos and spiders, a little less into the snakes lately. So.
All right, nice.
He's actually 22 years old.
22? Wow. How long do they live to be?
They can live to 30. So we have a couple leopard geckos. It's actually what we started with geckos. We slowly kind of transitioned into dart frogs. So we actually have some green tip froglets. These guys are really small right now, but they'll get about an inch and a half.
So what's your favorite animal or reptile or whatever you have here? What's your favorite? If you had to pick one.
I
know it's a hard question.
That is the hardest question you could ask. I probably have to go, at least with what's on the table, probably my leopard geckos. I've just been working with them for years.
I love leopard geckos.
They have amazing personalities. It's something that anybody who's new to reptiles can really get into.
What is your name?
I forgot. I'm Rick, see? We have a native snake display on this table. There's only 14 species in Massachusetts, but I think we have 11 of them right here. And this is one of them, the eastern hognose snake. They're not a real common snake in Massachusetts, but we do have them here. I also happen to be selling a few of my snakes here today.
So before this, I'd never even heard of, much less been to a reptile expo before, so I didn't really know what to expect. But I learned that what makes these events possible are the wonderful people behind them. And I discovered that you don't really need to know much.
Is it bad if his nails are going into me?
To have a blast at this wacky, wild event. For NNTV, this is Eric Fogelberg signing off.
Thanks, Eric. Make sure you check out the Reptile Expo next year to learn some more about some scaly creatures.
Second, Andressa Silva and Lily Hachi try to escape the room as part of the newest interactive entertainment experience in Newton Center.
Puzzle Break is known for its unique entertainment. To discover more about the special business, I spoke with Chris Ritchie, the assistant manager.
It is the concept of it is there are puzzles, clues, and all that cool stuff within the room for you to solve and figure out to ultimately get the key to escape the room.
Curious, I decided to go with a few of my friends to check it out.
I'm Andressa Silva, and I'm here at Puzzle Break, and I'm about to do an escape the room.
Alex, was it fun?
Yes, this was
Honestly, it was more fun than I thought it would be. I was a little worried that like we would start yelling at each other and stuff, but it went really well.
We kind of yelled at each other
A little bit.
Okay, did you figure it out?
Yes. I really focused on like one part for a lot of it, but then seeing how that part led to another part and another part, like you really feel a sense of accomplishment in that.
It was cool to like work together and like figure out the answers to the puzzles.
Puzzle Break isn't only in Newton, it's a national franchise.
Well, the idea for Puzzle Break came from Nate Martin and Lindsay Morris to kind of expand the entertainment horizons other than like movies and theme parks, stuff like that.
Escape the Room has had a lasting effect, not only on its customers, but also its employees.
I like the eureka moments or the aha moments where people kind of figure stuff out and then they all clicks in their head. That's kind of my favorite part, is to see people get to that point where they're like, oh, I get it, I know what I need to do here. And just kind of sitting back and I know the solution. It's kind of nice to see when people put 2 and 2 together and they know it equals 4. You kind of learn about yourself a little more doing it. I think people should come to and escape the room if they're looking for fun.
Come to Puzzle Break and escape the room with coworkers, family, or friends and have a fantastic puzzle solving time. Reporting from NNTV, this is Andressa Silva signing off.
Thanks, Andressa and Lily. Be sure to check out Puzzle Break the next time you and your friends are looking for a fun time in Newton Center.
Next up, Cabots Ice Cream is a local hotspot that has been keeping tradition in the mix for many years. Michael Bickford brings us the scoop.
Cabots has been scooping ice cream for well over 4 decades, and with the 50th anniversary coming up, I decided to go see what was so special about this local favorite.
It depends on what you're really in the mood for. Some people come in the morning for ice cream, some people come in the afternoon for breakfast. You get a table full of people. Some people will be getting sandwiches, some people will be getting just ice cream. You never know.
This is Joe, the owner of Cabots, the store that was started by his parents.
My parents have always been in the food business. They were in Boston for 10 years before that, and in Arlington before that for 10 years. I've been here since, like I said, I've been 10 years old I started working here, so I've never actually had a job or worked for anybody.
Cabots has successfully been able to immerse into and be a part of the Newton Society.
Over the years, we've been very, very fortunate to be part of this community, and a lot of our customer base is from here. So we try to give back as much as we possibly can. We sponsor teams, events, outings, everything you can think of. We all take great pride in our business and being part of this community.
Cabots' old-fashioned decor hasn't changed since it opened 48 years ago.
That's one of the biggest compliments we get from people is they come in and they say, boy, nothing's changed here. And that's usually coming from somebody that grew up coming in here, and now they're married and they have children, and they get to bring their kids here. There's very few places around that you can do that nowadays.
They have been dishing out ice cream for over a generation, with no signs of stopping. I'm looking forward to taking my kids here one day. But for now, reporting for NNTV, this is Michael Bickford, signing off.
Thanks, Mike.
Next, Maddie Alexander Lotta takes us to the Newton Free Library to take a look at a new program teaching English to the community.
Newton's Public Library is most well known for its wide variety of books. However, it offers many additional services, such as the ELL program. I sat down with a volunteer to learn more.
I think it's been going on for maybe 15 years by now. They noticed that part of their clientele was English language learners, and these days the library is always trying to expand into all kinds of learning programs.
The classes are free and offered to people of all levels. I sat down with 2 English learners to find out more about their experience.
My son and my daughter are studying here. So my husband and I came here. They are young. They need their parents to be with them.
When I first came here, my English was really, really poor. So I couldn't understand other people's talking when I went to the supermarket. And when I check out at the counter, they will ask me to pay the credit or debit. I couldn't understand.
Learning English can come with many difficulties, and the ELL program can be a helpful service.
It's hard to find opportunities to actually speak the language in a setting where people are going to be patient with you, and very importantly, where they're going to correct you. It's probably nice to know there's other people struggling too.
They can say, I can understand you, and I can express my simple feelings to communicate with others.
We became friends with our volunteers, with the teachers. We learned a lot from them, and all the classmates, we want to be the volunteer in the future. When now our English is better, I can help the people in the United States to learn Chinese.
For future English learners, let's hope the library continues to run programs like this. From NNTV, I'm Maddie A.L.
Thanks, Maddie.
Back at school, we had a great week celebrating our Tiger Pride. Michael Bickford reports.
During the week before Thanksgiving, Newton North hosts its annual Spirit Week, the time of the year where we students get to come together and show off our school pride.
Why are you guys dressing up this Spirit Week?
Because we're senior. Oh, because I'm a senior. I'm doing it because I'm a senior.
I'm doing it because it's PJ Day, and any excuse I can get to wear this, I would like to take up that offer.
Yeah.
Spirit Week consisted of 3 themed days. Try saying that one fast. On Monday was Pajama Day, Tuesday was USA Day, and Wednesday was Tiger Pride Day.
What are you dressed up as for Spirit Week?
Well, I'm a bear. People think I'm a Care Bear, but I'm not.
Everything led up to a school-wide pep rally on Wednesday after school. In the end, I went around asking people what their favorite part of the week was.
You're excited for Spirit Week?
Of course. It's a great time. You see all the decorations around, you know, they did a great job, you feel me?
I love the pep rallies, and I wish we had more.
I would like to see the kids supportive of all of our teams like this, with that energy level and the colors like what you have on right now. I'm only sorry that it's only 1 week and it's not all year long.
I'd say the whole thing overall. Kids getting dressed up, showing school spirit. The pep rally was great. Cheerleaders were awesome. Dance team. Seniors had some fun little gimmicky things to be announced. So overall, it was a nice week.
That wraps up this Spirit Week. We hope more of you can come in next year and be a part of Newton North. But for now, I'm Michael Bickford, signing up.
Thanks again, Michael.
In addition to finding the most important stories in the community for Tiger Vision, Newton North TV Media Arts students are constantly reinventing the sorts of content that we produce. Here's the pilot episode of North Code, produced by Tiana McTaggart.
Oh, I'm always using it. I don't think I can remember a time where I didn't have a schedule. Like, I'm pretty sure I've been using scheduling since I was like fetus age.
I never go down the order of a schedule just because I think it's kind of distracting. I would rather just like go through my day naturally. I do what has to be done for the next day. First, that is my top priority, and then other than that, it's work that has to be done eventually, and then in addition to just like stuff I want to do, as well as stuff that's scheduled for that day, rehearsals kind of get in the way sometimes.
I'm really bad at prioritizing because I'll like be like, oh, I have time. I have like 3 days to do this, and then I'll wait until the last day, and then I'll be like, oh, I was doing my French homework this entire time. Whoops.
Anything that I feel is more important to myself, I will do first. If I have some homework to do, or if I want to play video games, obviously I'll do the homework first, and then I'll play video games after.
When I have multiple things that I need to do with either my family, or I have multiple things with school, if I have like an essay or a quiz or a test the next day, if I have a lot of work hours stacked back to back, then that can be very challenging.
When I when I'm thinking too much. Normally, if I have a relaxing day, I can just sit back and be like, okay, I have all my stuff done. I can just relax now. But if I have too much to do, I'll probably, my mind will be racing and I'll be thinking about all these different things at once. And it's not good. It's like an overload in your brain.
I'm a very anxious person, so it's very obvious for me when I am overwhelmed.
I'll just feel like really stressed, and I'll just like sit down and like reevaluate my life and think, do I really need to? No, I don't miss important deadlines.
I would say that I rarely miss deadlines. I occasionally do for TV production.
Sometimes I might have an assignment late one day because I had work yesterday and I couldn't finish at any time, which I'm sorry, but that's just, I couldn't do anything. But other than that, like deadlines are hard, but I try to do the best I can.
My best not to miss deadlines. I really can't say that I miss a lot of deadlines for schoolwork. I get all my homework in on time. I really try not to, and like I just said, I normally am pretty proud of myself that I have the ability to not do that, but occasionally I feel like everybody slips up and they will put something off until a little bit later.
I'm a big procrastinator. It's just a thing that runs in my family. Me and my sister will both just take like 2-hour leaves from work and just watch YouTube videos.
I like, as soon as I get home, I like just like go down in my bed, watch some YouTube for like 2 hours, and then I'm like, oh, homework's a thing. I should probably do that.
Sometimes I don't have enough time to do homework, so I have to hold it off until maybe the next day, or sometimes I need to go to work for a certain amount of hours, and sometimes I'll neglect sleep for that, which unfortunately I have to sometimes because my schedule's just too full.
Thanks again, Tiana. We're looking forward to seeing where this series goes.
Well, stories are everywhere, and they need to be told. If you have a story idea for us, email us at newtonnorthtv@gmail.com. We'd love to hear from you. You can also hit us up on our Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram.
That wraps up this episode of Tiger Vision. Thanks for watching again, and we'll see you in a few weeks.